out of more than $200,000 in Los Angeles County back in 2011. He says the scammers first gained his trust and then took off with all of his money.
A mother-daughter duo running a psychic shop, $10 a hand. But in reality, they've been running a high-stakes con job for a decade.
How much would you pay to save a relationship with someone you cared about? Two area women say they gave all they had to clairvoyant and healer Patricia Johns. All told, the two say they were scammed by Johns for more than $85,000.
How can I help you?
I am an aspiring entertainer, and I'm hoping to start my YouTube career. I usually do kind of like comedic juggling. Do you have any idea what kind of the things I might be juggling? Do you think I might be able to transverse up to like kittens or other living small animals juggling stuff?
I think that you are going to be able to do more with it. It's strange. I mean, this is really strange, but I keep thinking of knives. I don't know why.
Like kind of kittens and knives just kind of going back and forth, or?
Yeah.
And that was 4.5 minutes. This is a $76 phone call, guys.
Wow.
That was worth $76 for Gus Johnson, a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers, to hear that his juggling career might take off.
Do you make your living as a psychic?
Yes, I bring energy in, and yeah, from the angelic realms.
Here are the rules for Georgia's test. To win, she has to match the palm print to the correct bio.
I'm going to ask you to look at the bios that are on your sheets, please. If this is your bio, I want you to turn it towards the camera. Not yet. If it's not your bio, I want you to crumple it up. Now.
Crumpling. Everyone wrong.
You weren't just a little off, you were very off.
Yeah.
How convinced are you that you're going to win $1 million?
I'm convinced. I have great confidence in my abilities.
Here are the rules for Paula's test. She'll be given the 12 biographies. Then she'll do a tarot card reading on each subject. To win, she has to match the person to the correct bio.
Now.
Oh, gee.
It looks like you've got one right. I'm so sorry. You do not get the $1 million.
So this doesn't make you think twice as to whether or not you're psychic?
No. I still believe I'm psychic.
The sun is going down, so let's make this happen. Hey guys, it's Madison Harnish back in my blue kitchen for another video, and this video this video is about a subject that just boggles me, blows my mind, so I'm really excited to talk about it. Today, I'm going to talk about exploitative fortune tellers, or fortune tellers who take advantage of vulnerable people. Particularly in this video, we're gonna talk about a fortune teller who has taken advantage of mothers who've struggled with their fertility. Before we get into this video, if you enjoy deep dives into scams and unethical businesses, then you'll probably like this channel. So subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below if you know of any businesses or unethical things that I should look into. And if you have any really important stories you'd like to share, click the link below to my website and share your story with us. And well, let's get into the video. A big disclaimer I want to put before the video is I am not an expert on psychics, and I'm not part of the psychic community. A lot of this information is just kind of bringing to light what's going on and how some psychics, in my opinion, are scamming or taking advantage of vulnerable people. It's not to discredit, disvalue, or offend anyone that's part of the psychic community. And I really want to ask some of my subscribers who may be similar to me, who either don't believe in psychics, don't agree with psychics, or don't know much about psychics, that we don't judge others for their beliefs, especially the wonderful subscribers who've sent me this information, that there's no judgment on them. The purpose and intent of my channel is simply to shed light on scams and unethical things that I think are going on in the world, because while psychics aren't illegal and it's not an illegal practice, I think that they use a lot of false claims and misconceptions to take advantage of vulnerable people who are looking for hope or help. And well, that's really all I have to say. Let's get back to the video. Thank you guys for listening and hearing me out. So I came across these fortune tellers through 2 subscribers of mine. And so I thought to start off this video, I would share the messages of these subscribers with you guys. Thank you. So this message, okay. So this message was, "Hello Madison, I've been watching your channel for a while and I don't miss any uploads. You're doing amazing. All love." Oh, thank you. "Have you ever thought of speaking about psychic frauds and scams? They're extensive. I'm a believer and I've fallen into one. Celeste, the angelic medium, I didn't go any further into it, as I was quick to identify the scam and back off. A woman who shared her story online says that she paid her because the reading said that her husband was gonna meet a life-threatening accident. What a horrible thing to tell someone for money. I completely agree. They send a follow-up email if you don't get the ritual done. The tactic here is get into the person's mind, make them feel special, boost their ego, make you comfortable and well-suited, fear-mongering, finally emptying your wallet. I've seen a few more scams of this fashion. As soon as I give my mail ID to one of these sites, my mailbox is filled with at least 20 to 25 of these scammers in various names. Psychic Mary, Psychic Stephanie, Psychic Joe. I think a lot of people should know about these scams and stay away from it, hence why I shared my experience." So then she shares these screenshots with me about all of these kind of predatory emails that she's been getting from these psychics that basically get your information and then try and get all of your, card information and get money out of you through sending really predatory, worrying emails. So then they say, "Name, as you can imagine, I've worked hard on your behalf and I wanted to send you this important message as soon as possible." Which, what? I've worked hard on your behalf? That's just kind of like a creepy thing to say. It's kind of a guilt trip. I'm sorry, Mrs. Medium, I didn't ask you to put in work on my behalf, so sorry, not sorry. "Indeed, I must confess to you that your case is fascinating. I have only very rarely made such large and surprising discoveries as those that I have come to make." It's just about getting this fear of oh my gosh, what do you know? What is it? Yeah. No. "Yes, Name. Important events are in progress, and I imagine that you are looking forward to reading all the important discoveries I have for you in this guide that I will now present." It's literally a link that they're saying right there, but it's probably only for a small cost of blank 99, gotta add the 99. Yeah, I mean, it's so bizarre just how psychics, scamming psychics, have taken advantage of the internet to try and do virtual psychic readings. Here are some more screenshots of predatory emails these psychics have sent to this subscriber. "Name, you can't ignore it any longer. I've just carried out some intense work of spiritual projection in your interest. Your case required it." Really, do you really have all of that important information? I have a strong feeling that everyone just happens to have some sort of important, dire information, and you only have to pay this small fee to find it. And then I bet the information ends up being something like, "A very life-changing event will find your way in a few weeks' time, maybe a month." And it's just if you've given away all this information already, that's just so important to know. Why not just tell me what it is? At least then, if you're right, I'll buy whatever it is you're selling. But no, instead they're baiting people with all this stuff about their personal life, their family, their loved ones to try and get money. It's a scam. Basically, it's a scam. And then my subscriber says, "This is where things start getting more and more shady. They tell you things that make you feel emotionally vulnerable, and since this person, the psychic, has already made you feel nice and special, you start feeling like you could trust them and you could lean into them to get the problem solved. The amount of manipulative tactics used in these scams are flabbergasting in a bad way." I totally agree. I think to me the most predatory of all of these emails is this one. "Name, I was alerted by a disturbing vision of your situation. I therefore began a large angelic study for you, lasting several hours. Surprising revelations have resulted from it, with 3 vital pieces of information." And then there's a link that says, "Yes, Celeste, I want you to perform my grand angelic ceremonial of karmic deliverance." It's just so predatory. It's especially when they say things like danger will happen or concerning reading I did regarding you and your family or your loved ones. Just preying on people's emotions. But believe it or not, this was not the most predatory psychic that I've come across. And another subscriber alerted me to this psychic. This is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, and I just need to talk about it. And so my subscriber says, so I'm in this Facebook group for women trying to conceive. It's called the TTC community. And there's this mod called Taz Reed, who is a supposed fortune teller. There's so many women who post that they had a reading done where she told them what month will be significant to them and what they will see before they have a positive pregnancy test, like waterfalls or long grass or something else that you can easily see everywhere to get the confirmation bias to work. And then they actually are pregnant. Surprise, surprise. I think she wants like $15 for one reading. I'm not sure though. And sometimes she'll make posts with pictures of 2 or 3 tarot cards where you can pick one, and the one you like better will tell you something significant for free. Of course, those things are super generic. I hope this is somewhat helpful and can make a good video. If you need anything else, just ask. Most of the women in this group are your typical Facebook audience, so they are a bit naive, and there's a lot of other wrong information cursing around in there. But Taz preying on these women who are so desperate to get pregnant is by far the most disgusting thing. And I totally agree. To me, preying on people who are struggling with pregnancy is really so disgusting, because having problems with conceiving and, infertility is such a difficult journey, plagued with a lot of issues like miscarriage and heartbreak. And there's not a lot of solutions for it, a lot of mystery surrounding it. And a lot of these women want a family so badly. And so to prey on that and to try and get money off of people who are just wanting to build their family is just upsetting to me. It's upsetting. Also, if you are someone who has struggled with their fertility or is looking for creators who talk about that, I highly recommend both Acacia Kersey and Sierra Schultz. They're both 2 creators who've been very vocal about their struggles with conceiving, and they're really both beautiful souls, so I highly recommend checking out their channel and their videos. And she shared one of her posts with me. It says, I have spaces for Monday, fertility conception reading. Find out your month of conception or birth, gender of next child, signs, physical symptoms, plus order tonight and receive a great discount for the Velvet Coach. So I asked the subscriber how she found out about this specific fortune teller, just so that we could find out how expecting mothers are coming across this page, and maybe we can see if there's a way for us to stop this scam from going on. So she said, I'm usually on Reddit, but I wanted to see what Facebook groups for people who are trying to conceive look like, since they are another demographic, so I was curious. I joined the group to not feel so alone in my journey to have a baby, since my friends are still in other stages of life. While I'm not the biggest fan of the group in a whole, there's a lot of misinformation floating around. There's so many women on there who are, like me, struggling to conceive, have tried for years, have had miscarriages or problems with their doctors, and are looking for any help they can get. They will take every vitamin, drink every tea, try every weird trick out there to get their dream fulfilled to have a child. At first, the group looks innocent enough, but with time you realize that one of these mods is this woman who promotes herself as a fortune teller. And so many women on there are jumping at the idea that someone will tell them when their dreams will finally come true, for a price, of course. My camera just ran out of batteries and the sun is going down, so this is getting stressful, but I'm gonna try and finish this video before the sun goes down or my camera dies. So let's actually view this Facebook fortune teller's page to really get a look at what's going on. I hope I don't have the hiccups. There's 2 different pages I see on Facebook. There's the TTC community and then Taz Tarot page. For the purpose of just looking into Taz Reed and what she's doing, I'm just gonna click on Taz Tarot and view that page. So, they have those tarot cards like she was talking about, where she asks, study the cards below. Which one are you most drawn to? That's your card. They're literally all the same card. Is that just me? So let's read the reviews, as my subscriber was talking about, and see what's going on with that. Sorry. Amazing service and 100% accurate with everything. I'm currently 14 weeks pregnant now. She said I'd conceive January, and I did. Got my BFP the 8th. I saw fur. I didn't have any symptoms, but period cramps too. I had lost of wearing. Everything she said was true. Seriously recommendo, all the way. 5 stars. She has been incredibly insightful in all the 4 readings I had. She could predict my change of job, my struggles with fertility issues, but I'm confident conception happens soon because she predicted it as well. Thank you. It's so angering to like have these people that just want to conceive and have a baby. And is it just me? Is this just so wrong? I had a reading from Taz on the 13th July. She predicted I'd fall pregnant within 3 months. Here I am on the 8th of October, having just found out I'm 3 weeks pregnant. I'm so over the moons. Thanks again, Taz. I just wanted to point out also, a lot of people in the Taz Reed community, their recommendations say things about how accurate she was, about when they got pregnant. It seems like a basic probability that someone that's actively trying to get pregnant may or may not get pregnant within a specific time frame, in my opinion. For example, there is this post that says, of course it is important to remember this is for entertainment purposes only. My reading was not accurate. Please don't put any faith in reading. You will be disappointed. And think of how disappointing that has to be to go to someone like this, maybe with even just a tiny bit of hope, and then it doesn't happen when that person says, and you have that little inkling of hope, and then it's just destroyed. And so this person kind of, is trying to warn other women, hey, this is just for entertainment purposes. My reading was not accurate. Then in the comments, someone says, wish I read this before as I just paid. And Taz Tarot replied, happy to refund you as clearly stated in T&Cs. Not all readings are 100% accurate, and I can be wrong. I have an 80% accuracy rate based on feedback. And maybe this is just my opinion, but I feel like 80% is what most people would get when guessing when someone will get pregnant. I mean, like I said, these ladies are actively trying to get pregnant. You can assume that they will get it within a certain time frame. And so if you're right, then I have to say that that's just kind of a statistic probability. And if you're wrong, once again, it's the statistic probability. To have an 80% accuracy rate based on feedback, in my opinion, means that you're not a legitimate psychic whatsoever, and that in fact you're a fraud. And there's another non-recommendation where a woman just writes, do not go through her, and a ton of exclamation points. And in the comments, someone says, may I ask what happened? Taz Tarot replied and said, this lady ordered a reading from me. She didn't want to wait the time it took for the reading, so I refunded her as soon as she asked. She then went mad and put 4 negative reviews on my page using 4 different profiles, saying my readings were rubbish and was unprofessional. Not only is she trying to actively delegitimize all of her negative reviews to other people, but she's also saying that these women who are struggling with their pregnancy and are unhappy with her service went mad. I mean, I think that's a little offensive and disrespectful to the women who are in these groups. I mean, is that just me? I don't know. So now I want to go on to services, and you can see all the services that Taz Reed advertises. There's fertility journey reading for £30. This is in pounds. Why? I don't know. But anyways, £30. Fertility simplex for $12.50. Divinity reading for $15, and question reading, $5 per question. And you can see with all the fertility stuff, this is aimed at women who are struggling with fertility. This whole entire business. It's disgusting. I mean, I'm sorry. So that's really all I got for today. I just wanted to share this crazy scam that's going on, especially when it comes to the Facebook fortune teller. She just irks me. It just really pisses me off. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if there's a way to report her to the FTC, so that's frustrating. If there is, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll definitely pin it if there is a way to report her to the FTC. Please don't comment on our Facebook page, especially anything mean. She will just delete it and block you. I really don't think there's any hope there. But as far as what we can do, at least we can warn other people. If we know someone who's struggling with fertility or trying to conceive, we can warn them of this. If something actually helps you feel good, and if you feel like you're aware that this fortune teller might not be legitimate, they might not actually be giving you future advice, but you know that they're gonna help you put yourself at ease, to remain hopeful and hold on to hope, and you're willing to spend money to get that hope. That's okay. I think that what's just gross is how these fortune tellers, who are very obviously scams, are targeting vulnerable people that want to conceive and want to try anything they can. These fortune tellers are taking advantage of that, and that is what disgusts me. So let's just warn others, spread the awareness about this, and that's really all we can do at this point. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and let's spread that awareness. What else? That's really all I have to say. If you have a story that you want to share, click the link down below to my website and share your story if you've had experiences with other scams or unethical businesses, and help spread the awareness of all of these scams going on in the world. Hope you guys are staying safe, happy, and well. And yeah, until next time, have a good one.